The boy who had nothing but refused to stay that way. What if your struggles are actually your greatest advantage? What if the very thing you're trying to escape is the reason you will one day succeed? This is the story of a boy who had nothing but refused to stay that way. He grew up in a small, quiet neighborhood, not the kind you see in movies, no bright lights, no comfort, no easy life, just narrow streets, worn out slippers, and nights where food was never certain. Every morning before the sun even rose, he was already awake, helping his parents, carrying heavy loads, doing whatever he could just to get through the day, while other kids were still sleeping. He was already fighting for survival. He never complained, but deep inside there was a question that kept whispering to him. Is this all my life will ever be? At school things didn't get easier. He had no new clothes, no proper supplies, sometimes not even enough to eat. He sat quietly in the corner, watching others laugh, talk, and dream freely. Sometimes they laughed at him, sometimes they ignored him, and sometimes he felt completely invisible. There were nights he wanted to give up, moments he questioned his worth, moments he almost believed that maybe he was not meant for something greater, but deep inside him, there was something stronger than doubt, a quiet voice that refused to disappear. Then one day, something changed, not his situation, not his surroundings, but his mindset. He realized something powerful. I may not control where I came from, but I can control where I'm going. That day, he made a decision that didn't change his life overnight, but changed the direction of his life forever. He chose to believe in himself, even when no one else did. From that moment on, he worked differently. He studied harder, used borrowed books, wrote notes on scraps of paper, at night under a dim light, while everyone else was asleep. He kept going. Day after day, step by step, he worked during the day and chased his dreams at night. It wasn't easy. There were still struggles, still failures, still moments of doubt. But this time, he didn't stop. Slowly. Things began to change. His grades improved, his confidence grew, and for the first time, he started to see a future he never thought was possible. Years passed, and that boy, the one who once had nothing, started achieving things people never expected. Opportunities came, doors opened, and one by one, he walked through them. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because he became stronger. He proved something powerful, that your past does not define your future. That struggle is not a weakness, it is training. That pain can become your greatest fuel. Today, he stands not as someone who escaped poverty, but as someone who used it to grow, used it to fight, used it to rise, and maybe his story is not just about him, maybe it's about you. Because if you are struggling right now, if life feels unfair, if you feel like you are behind, remember this: you are not stuck, you are just being prepared. Your struggles are not stopping you, they are shaping you, and one day you will look back and realize that the life you once wanted to escape was the reason you became strong enough to succeed. So don't quit, not now, not when your story is just beginning, because the boy who had nothing became the man who had everything, not because life gave it to him, but because he refused to stay the same. Follow Brightest Life for more inspiring stories. Comment, I will rise if you believe in yourself. Share this with someone who needs this today.